Hey guys, it's Robbie Ross again, so welcome back. And today we're going to talk about anger, because and an Aboriginal Dreamtime story here on the island. So anger, we have to be very mindful when we're angry, because when we're angry, we're more likely to fall to sin and, give in to temptation, and it also raises our cortisol levels, the stress hormone, so it has negative health effects on us. So yeah, when we're angry, we need to be mindful of that and try to change our neuro pathways. So if we're always getting angry and we're always negative about something, right, the neuro pathways, it's like a road, right? It's like a road, and our brain takes the path of least resistance. So it will go down that road, so you'll think negative about almost anything. But when we're positive and we consciously make an effort to change those neuro pathways, which can be done, so say your neuro pathway to be negative is like a road, but then you have a little bush track that's positive, right? The more times that we consciously make an effort to think, I'm going to go walk down the positive bush track, that starts to become our neuro pathway, then which it can actually replace the road. So we have to be very mindful of that, because the devil loves it when we're angry. He loves it because we're more likely to fall to sin. We're more likely to say things that we don't mean, do things that we don't want to do, because the darkness, it's forever trying to pull us down, because it's a battle of the mind and our soul and our heart, and we have to be aware of that. So I thought I'd do this video on this island, Majimba Island, beautiful Majimba Island, because there's an Aboriginal Dreamtime story I'm going to tell you, and it's about, let me show you, it's about that mountain there, and this island. So this is Majimba Island. That big mountain was Mount Coolum, that other one's Mount Nindri, right? So the Dreamtime story also involves the Maroochydore River, right? So there was this beautiful, back in the day, there was this beautiful Aboriginal woman named Maruchi, and she was promised to marry a guy named Coolum. But then there was this warrior from the north named Nindri who was jealous, So jealousy, envy can, anger. Anyway, so what happened was Nindri kidnapped Maruchi one day to be his slave. And then Coolum found out, tracked him down, snuck into the camp when Nindri was out hunting, and saved Maruchi. And as they're running away, Nindri comes back and he sees them in a distance running away. So he throws his spear and cuts off Coolum's head. And Coolum fell to the ground and died, and turned to that big mountain right there. Yeah. And that mountain, Mount Coolum, it's called Mount Headless. Coolum in the Gubbi Gubbi language, the local people of this land, means headless. And so he fell to the ground, he turned the stone, and then because the wedding was sanctioned by the ancestors and the elders, they struck Nindri down. Where's Nindri? They struck Nindri down over there and turned him to stone. And then when Nindri cut off Coolum's head, it actually fell into the ocean and formed this island, Majimba Island. A beautiful, beautiful island. It's the first time I've been on it, but I've wanted to come here for years, and it's just a sensational day. So forgive me guys, I just got out of hospital after like 5 weeks, and so I'm a little bit shaky. I'm a bit unclear, and the weather was right, the tides were right, so I was like, I'm getting out of here. So I'm here. So anyway, what happened was Nindri got turned to stone, Coolum got turned to stone, and then Maruchi, she was so upset, she fled to the Blackall Mountains and cried so much that her tears formed the Majimba Island. Formed the Maroochydore River. And they say to this day, when you see a black swan, which means Maruchi, when you see a black swan on the Maroochydore River, they say it's Maruchi looking for a long lost love, Coolum. So that's the story. It's just a quick short video to tell you guys about anger and the negative effects it can have on us, and and how it's straight from the devil. We need to overcome it with good. So I've got some scripture here on my trusty bit of paper, if you can bear with me. 1 second. Okay. So my scripture for today is James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. There's also Proverbs 29:11. This is a big one. Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. Okay? So we have to arm ourselves because it's a spiritual battle, guys, and we need to be aware of it, you know? It's a battle of the mind, and it's relentless. So I hope you guys got through this video. I hope you guys liked the story. I love it. And I'll see you in the next one.